Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now guys, it looks as though the battle for the Nigerian presidency is still on, with Atiku Abubakar not willing to give up the mandate, and is still determined to go through the panel in spite of all the entreaties that's been sent to him. So the People's Democratic Party on Saturday described as fabrication reports that its presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar is making some demands of President Muhammadu Buhari. In a statement by its spokesperson, Kola Ologbondiyan, said the report being peddled by the Buhari presidency and the All Progressive Congress is absolute falsehood and outright lies. The statement said, the PDP states categorically, without mincing words, that Atiku Abubakar had not and will never make or accept any condition from President Buhari regarding the rigged February 23rd, 2019 presidential election, which he, Atiku, clearly won. The Buhari presidency and the APC know that their electoral robbery cannot stand before any noble justices and are now attempting to use all sorts of blackmail and shenanigans to derail the quest by Nigerians to reclaim the stolen mandate at the tribunal. However, let it be known to President Buhari and the APC that Atiku Abubakar and the PDP are standing shoulder to shoulder with the Nigerians in this collective determination to take back the stolen mandate, and we are not ready for any form of negotiation with anybody on this matter. Our party and candidates remain committed to the huge sacrifices made by Nigerians in ensuring our collective victory as delivered at the polling units across the country. We are mindful of the pains that Nigerians are passing through since the subversion of their will at the polls. We are sensitive to the expectations that millions of compatriots place on our shoulders in this struggle, and we will never let Nigerians down. We have all the authentic results from all the polling units, as well as forensic evidence of manipulation by APC and INEC. We will bear them all at the tribunal, and the court will give justice to Nigerians. On that note, the PDP states unequivocally that nothing will change its resolve to pursue this despicable electoral fraud unknown in our political history to its end. We shall devote every energy necessary to reclaim our mandate and have Atiku Abubakar declared president in line with the will of the people as delivered at the polling units on February 23rd, 2019. Anything short of this is not acceptable, and no amount of false reports, connivance, contrivance, intimidation, harassment, and fresh attacks on our leaders, including the Director General of our presidential campaign, Senator Bukola Saraki, whose residence is being besieged by security agents last night, can alter this resolve. So, ladies and gentlemen, the battle goes on, as I said, for the Nigerian presidency, with Atiku Abubakar still not willing and looks determined not to give up that mandate. Because I said, I think in previous videos, that this really is an Abiola moment for Atiku Abubakar. You see, the difficulty for the Buhari regime is Atiku Abubakar is a very wealthy man, so it's not somebody that you can buy off now. And really, what he wants is that presidency. So no amount of money is enough for him to give that up, because that price is greater than whatever amounts of money that Buhari can give him. So really, that is where the difficulty is. And Atiku is already a dollar billionaire, so what more money does he, and he's in his 70s as well, so how much more money would he need now at this stage in his life? So it's no longer about the money, it's about the position, and therein now lies the difficulty for the Buhari regime, because this is now somebody that they cannot buy off with money. So then, of course, they have to now lean on him politically and using the might of the state. So we've all heard stories about his family members and his lawyers being arrested and being harassed by the EFCC, etc., etc. This has all been happening in recent weeks, but now they are now dropping misinformation in the media to say that this guy is now in negotiations, but they've now come out to say that they are not in negotiations. So there's also this rumors floating around that Atiku is hiring lobbyists to have Donald Trump in America reject Buhari as a legitimate president, which would then put pressure on the Malam Buhari regime. So the mandate effectively has not been given up yet, is really where we are with this storyline. And I, for one, am glad for that, because as much as I don't particularly care for Atiku Abubakar, for me, Atiku Abubakar is a better option than Buhari, because there's really nothing Buhari has to offer the Nigerian state. It's parochial, it's pedestrian, it's rigid, it's unimaginative, it's unintelligent in many ways. You can't really say he lacks intelligence, because he's found himself in the seat of the Nigerian state, so he must have something, but he doesn't have the requisites that is required to drive the country forward for the future. He's the wrong man at the wrong time in the wrong place. His time passed 30 years ago. 30 years ago, he would have been relevant, because then he would have been able to use that military might, but he doesn't even have that. He doesn't have energy. He doesn't have anything really. He's the wrong man, as I said, at the wrong time, and this is definitely not his time. So Atiku Abubakar is also the wrong man at the wrong time, but is a better option than Buhari, because Atiku Abubakar is more modern, is more civilized, is certainly better educated, is more national in his outlook, because he is more encompassing of the Nigerian state, because he's at ease with all of the tribes and makeups of Nigeria, whereas Buhari is just very insular and isolated to his own northern mindset and to his own religion. And you can see that in the appointments in his cabinet, because if you look through all of the key positions outside the positions that you're constitutionally obliged to fill somebody of a different region in, all of the key all the positions that are discretionary, Buhari always weighs to the side of his own people. So customs, the Inspector General of Police, the Army Chief, the Navy Chief, I think it's only maybe Navy or Air Force that is not really his man, you know, and obviously the DSS, the whatever, the NSA, the national, the security officer, that role that Asuki used to have, all of these key roles that are sensitive to the governance of Nigeria, they are completely encircled by his own people. And also, all of his key advisors are completely northerners. And then to the point that people actually joke and saying, yes, that when they hold all these key meetings about the directions of Nigeria, they can actually hold those key meetings rather in Hausa or Fulani, because all of the peoples present are Hausa and Fulani speakers, and we all know that Buhari is not comfortable with the English language anyway. So really, they can hold key meetings in Hausa and Fulani, because there's no representation of anyone else outside of that tribe, outside of that hegemony within the key functionaries of state. So imagine then, how can you govern a state? How can you govern Igbo people without hearing the Igbo voice? That is really the question. How can you govern Yoruba people without hearing Yoruba voice? And how can you hear Yoruba voice if the Yoruba voice is not right next to you, to your right or to your left, as you reflect? How can you hear the Igbo voice or govern the Igbo people or hear their voice if the Igbo man is not sat to your right or to your left as you reflect? So really, this guy, he encircles himself with his own people, and then they just feed him whatever it is that they need to feed him. And you know how easily led Buhari is anyway, so they just lead him in the direction of travel that they want to go. So, and obviously, who are the key people? They are like El Rufai, Maman Daura, there's there's the list that there's one Quarry something Quarry, I think Abba Quarry, and all this kind of people. The guy in the customs, Ahmed Ali, so these are really the four voices that he listens to, and he won his uncle as well. So he listens to five voices effectively that tells him what to do, because this is the brain that is pushing Nigeria forward. This is the thrust of the Nigerian state. So if you have all of these key voices that you listen to, that are all one voice effectively, because you can only really bracket them as one voice because they're only really speaking from one region of Nigeria, and no matter how national they are in their outlook, their voice is always really by instinct of their region, because every voice is by instinct of their region within the Nigerian state. And please forget Osinbajo, because I know a lot of you will be quickly typing in your keyboard Osinbajo. Osinbajo is just a T-boy, is a decoration for looks. No, Buhari doesn't really listen to him. He will just make a decision, and he'll just say, "Oh yeah, professor, come, go and speak grammar." This to tell them that I have said this, and that is really his job. Is the singular job and the only job that Yemi Osinbajo has in the in the Buhari cabinet is, "Professor, come. Oh yeah, this is what I want to do. Go and speak grammar and tell them in grammar that this is what we are doing," and that's all his job. So now this is what we have now. Atiku Abubakar still keeping the fight going, and he should fight it to the end, and he should never, by my own reckoning, ever acknowledge or give up that mandate, even if he doesn't get it via the panel or whatever. He should forever put a question mark on what just happened on the 23rd of February 2019, because it's quite a disgraceful thing that's just happened in the Nigerian state. So what says you? Atiku Abubakar keeps the fight on. What is your position on this? Comments in the comment section. That's where conversations take place on this channel. But before you come have a chat with me about this Game of Thrones going on in the Nigerian Aso Rock, before you come have a chat with me about it in the comment section, click on the red subscribe button so it goes gray, bell button so you are notified as soon as I drop a new video, and then once you've done both, come join me in the comment section where we can take this conversation forward. So I'll leave you here. I'll meet you in the comment section, but here I say peace.